Hello YouTube, it's Rom from Ramen Noodles TCG, and today I have a first place Malice deck profile for you. So I played at first Yu-Gi-Oh! Locals at the now reopened Waffles and Enthusiasm in Conshohocken, Pennsylvania. So for prizing, for their welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Locals, they had this box of Generation Force as the first place prize, which was quite frankly incredible. This is a great prizing because it's an old box. People will want this. I'm probably not opening it. I will probably sell it to a collector who will either sit on it or open it. You know how it is. I'll probably try to move this to Pittsburgh. It's gonna be hard to sell, but good prizing nonetheless. So yeah. Recently I've been playing Mitsurugi and Memento. Those decks are fine, but I haven't really been enjoying myself all that much. Mitsurugi felt really bricky. A good Mitsurugi hand can play through basically anything, but a bad Mitsurugi hand plays through absolutely nothing. Like, a single Ash just kind of ends your turn, and there's like very little in between for Mitsu. And I didn't really like that dichotomy. Memento isn't super well placed in the current format. I think it struggles against Yummy just because of Herald of the Arclight. Yeah, it's a struggle being a Memento player. So I wanted a deck that could play a lot of hand traps and still have a high ceiling. I was looking into Draco Tail. Draco Tail does have a ton of spacer hand traps, and they synergize with the hand traps very well. You can recycle your hand traps, so you can use them multiple times. It's a pretty cool game plan, but the deck is really low ceiling, and I didn't like that. However, Maliss, on the other hand, has a very high ceiling. So I took my Maliss cord out of my bag, I re-sleeved the deck, and yeah, I just went ham at locals with it. So this is my build. Yeah, let's get into it. So obviously we are playing the, for the Maliss monsters, we are playing the one now limited Dormouse, the two semi-limited White Rabbits, 3 copies of Chessy Cat, and 3 copies of March Hare. So now that Dormouse is limited, the deck loses a bit of consistency. This is, has always been our best starter, just being the Kanahawk of the deck. Yeah. We still have plenty of ways to access her, but yeah, the deck is now less consistent with just one Dormouse, but it still runs fine. As far as ceiling, the one Dormouse doesn't hurt too much. Splash Mage is also banned. That hurts our ceiling a little bit, but I'll talk about that later. Yeah, White Rabbit, setting traps, good card. 3 Chessy Cats. We need to play 3 Chessy Cat just to have enough Maliss names. Being able to draw 2 cards is pretty cool. It's not as strong of a normal summon as these 3, but she gets the job done. And one of the great things about that is March Hare. Yeah, March Hare is a really good card. Just an incredibly powerful extender that you have to play 3 of. I think, so before the ban list, in a post Justice Hunters metagame, I was testing out Maliss. As a counter to K9, I was playing Kashtira Fenrir as a generic extender, and I actually cut March Hare down to 2, because March Hare plus extender doesn't really do anything. Like a non-Maliss, a non-Cyberse extender doesn't do anything. Whereas the other things, the other Maliss names do stuff. But yeah, I'm not playing Fenrir anymore, so I went back to 3 March Hare. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory there. For the Maliss spells, we are playing obviously the 2 Underground, the 3rd Underground in Terraforming, the 1 Maliss in the Mirror, and another Underground in Gold Zerk. So yeah, Maliss in the Mirror is both a starter and an extender. Good card. Maliss in the Mirror is a really awesome card. This is a really cool negation effect. I wish I could play more of this. I wanted to play more of this at Nats because we had more Malice names available to us. Um, I think playing 2 of this actually would have been okay, but now you really cannot afford it just because you don't have enough Malice names. But I mean, these being very good combo pieces helps with your consistency. So, like, we're still fine. We didn't lose that much. So for the Malice traps, this may be controversial, but I am playing all 3. I'm playing the GWC, the MTP07, and the TB11. So, okay. TB11 is really important now. I think it's definitely mandatory because without TB11, Underground and White Rabbit would not be full combo on their own. Like if you go White Rabbit set MTP07, you're ending on SP pass, which sucks. So yeah, we need TB11 now. I was talking to a guy on Twitter the other day, a fellow named Michael. I think I'll probably link his Twitter or something, because he seems like a cool guy. His Malice list was playing MTP07 and TB11. He actually cut the GWC06, which I was really shocked by. So his reasoning was that because we don't have Splash Mage anymore, the GWC06 is worse for combos. And I do agree with that, because without Splash Mage, in order to do the line where you'd link Red Ransom off into White Binder, GWC or White Binder into Red Ransom, and then White Binder summon herself, and then reset the GWC. You can't do that anymore without an extra extender, because, you know, no Splash Mage. But just because this card isn't good for combos anymore, doesn't mean you shouldn't play it at all. This card is absolutely insane. It's very good as a part of your end board. Being able to have just a more layered board that protects you from breakers like super polymerization, and I guess Dark Ruler to some extent. But yeah, GWC is really good for the end board. And obviously MTP07 is the end board card. You're able to set this on your opponent's turn. So when you go through all 3 Malice traps, you like set this off of White Rabbit, you set this off of White Binder, and then you set this off of White Rabbit on your opponent's turn, because all of the Malice traps can be activated by banishing a Malice for cost to activate them the turn they're set. This just being, you know, banishing removal. Good card. So unlike a lot of people, I am not opposed to playing all 3 Malice traps on principle. I know that was like a big debate back in the day. I cut the TB11 when Aelin came out, just because it wasn't necessary. But now that TB11 is necessary, I'm not annoyed at having to play all 3 traps, if that makes sense. But you do obviously side these out most of the time going second. You keep the MTP07 in. But, yeah. Speaking of extension, we have our Adagnister lineup. We are playing 3 copies of Honorary Malice Monster backup Adagnister. She searches a Dark Cyberse and then discards a card. Yeah. So backup summons herself when you have a Cyberse from the extra deck on the field. So if you normal a hand trap, make Almirage special backup, that is full Malice combo. Pretty neat. Wizard is the main extender you're searching off of the backup. If you already have Malice plays to be made, you could theoretically bump the Wizard up to 2. If you want to increase this deck's consistency, maybe these guys are where you go with that. The problem is that if you try to include cards like I Meet You, you Cyberse lock yourself, which cuts you off of Haggard Lizardos, which is important for a lot of the combos that go normal summon hand trap, and then make Almirage special backup. So those no longer work. You'd have to be playing something like a Chi-Chi Adagnister to search backup. But that's a really fragile combo line that I would not recommend going for. So yeah, just the 4 Adagnisters. And in addition to all that, we are playing a bunch of hand traps. This is very much a hand trap format. I feel like YCS Anaheim proved that point extremely well. Just look at the finals. Depressing things aside, hand traps do the job. We're playing 3 Ash, 3 Fua, 3 Droll, 3 Bestials, 1 of each, 3 Infinite Impermanence, 3 Dominus Impulse, and then the 1 Shifter. So, okay, let's break this down. So Ash is obviously just like, it's good at stopping the Molten Armies. That's her main job now. But she is just generically good in a lot of matchups. Fua is dead going first, but broken going second, so we have to play it. You could theoretically side this, but that feels kind of wrong. I feel like I'd be running out of side deck space if I put this in the side. Also, I'm not sure what better hand traps I could be maining. You could make an argument for Effect Veiler or Ghost Bell. The thing about Effect Veiler is, the nice part is that it's loopable with Firewall Dragon, but we make Firewall Dragon a lot less than we used to now, because we don't have Splash Mage. And also, Effect Veiler is just kind of limp. The good thing about Imperm is that you can use it as a top deck, and it also doesn't play into Talents, Thrust, or Izuna. Yeah, Veiler is very limp. But none of the other hand traps are particularly limp. I mean, Droll just kind of wins games on its own. We are in a very Mitsurugi-centric format. It is Murakumo's world, and we're all just living in it. So we need the Drolls. Impulse is incredibly broken. Yeah, basically any deck that can play Impulse should play Impulse. If you don't have 3, you can play Thrust to set your 1 of Impulse. Trust, it's gonna go crazy. Yeah. Bestials are also really good this format. Yummy is everywhere, and Mitsurugi is everywhere. Being able to banish Murakumo with the Bestials, being able to banish the target for Yummy Mignon with the Bestial is also quite good. I could definitely see myself adding a 4th Bestial, almost certainly a Baldric. Yeah, I mean, I'm not playing Saronir to just have 4 differently named Bestials. I could go, like, if I really wanted to, like, bump up the Bestial count, I'd maybe go, like, 2 Baldric, 1 Saronir, just to add some more Bestials. And I'm playing this stupid Saki 1-0 Dimension Shifter. I hate Dimension Shifter, you hate Dimension Shifter, your grandma probably hates Dimension Shifter. This is such a bullshit card. Konami really should ban this. I don't know why they limited it. It's the sackiest 1-0 to ever Saki 1-0. And the worst part about this is it doesn't particularly feel good to play, because you're at constant risk of, like, top decking this after already having used hand trap. With top decking another hand trap, like, I don't know, a Droll or a Nibiru, there's always the chance that you can, like, if you enter a grind game, you're able to use it next turn. But Shifter is literally dead as soon as cards get played. So this is the worst top deck in the game. But I think you have to play it because it auto wins so many matchups by itself. Shifter is surprisingly not that good against Pure Mitsu. I'll talk about that a little later when I get to the side deck. But it's really good against Yummy and all Yummy variants, and all Draco Tail variants. Solid against K9 as well. Yeah, I mean, just Shifter is just such a broken card. So yeah, that is the 40 card main deck. I wanted to keep this super consistent. If you're having consistency issues with a build like this, I might recommend something like either Sign Up Mining or Lure of Darkness. I have a huge soft spot for Sign Up Mining. Just because you draw so many cards that, like, you should be able to draw cards to make up for the cards you discarded off of mining. And now that we have Marshare, it gets a little bit better. Although I do recognize that a lot of people will still prefer Allure. But drawing into hand traps off of Allure feels really crappy. So, all right, moving on to the extra deck. I am playing 4 Link 1s. I am playing 2 Lingaribo, the 1 Almirage, and the 1 Link Spider. So you do still need multiple Link 1s with this summoning condition here. It can either be 2 Lingaribo, 1 Lingaribo, and a Link Disciple. I guess you could play Baelinks if you really wanted to. Don't play Baelinks. But yeah, Lingerbo is just a trap negate. It's important for a lot of your combos to have the second one because when we go through the Wicked line, you'll sometimes need to link off a random Maliss monster to have something to put in the Wicked zone. All Mirage is for normal summoning hand traps and turning them into Cyberse monsters. Link Spider is for turning Nibiru tokens into Cyberse monsters. You can special backup after doing this kind of stuff. So that's why we play these two here. I am playing 5 Link 2s in my extra deck here. I am playing the aforementioned Cyberse Wicked, Haggard Lizardos. I'm playing Dark the Dark Charmer, SP Little Knight, and so I am playing IP Masquerena. At the event, for some reason, I just kind of forgot to play IP. I had a 14 card extra deck at locals, and I still won. So, yeah, it was a little embarrassing. But IP is crazy in this deck. It's just a part of your end board. You can set up IP, and then IP into your Maliss links, or something like Firewall Dragon, or like whatever you really have. I mean, SP is obviously the standard target, but there's some pretty good alternative targets as well. So yeah, IP, good end board piece. SP is incredible, just as, you know, a Swiss Army knife, and for combo extension in very specific scenarios. Dark the Dark Charmer just helps you link climb by stealing your opponent's stuff. Taking Murakumo is pretty strong. That's probably the strongest use of Dark right now. So Cyberse Wicked, not only does it have protection, but he banishes a Cyberse monster from the graveyard to search a Cyberse tuner when a monster is summoned to his link point. So this is how you get backup Ad Ignister and Wizard Ad Ignister. Yeah, this is important for your highest ceiling combo lines. Cyberse Wicked is my boy. Do not ever trash talk my son, Cyberse Wicked. He's the GOAT. Haggard Lizardos. We have to play Haggard Lizardos now. This is important for climbing up into your Link 3s. Because you're able to banish an unused Maliss monster from the graveyard, who will then bring herself back. Yeah. So yeah. Speaking of Maliss monsters, I guess, yeah, let's keep going. So I am playing one of each Maliss link. Shocker, I know. Yeah, I mean, you never need more than one of these. White Binder banishes and sets traps. Red Ransom is the Spell Searcher, and Heart Scripter is removal. Banishing removal is actually at a premium right now. Being able to banish Yummy names and Mitsu names from your opponent's graveyard, banishing Lupus as well. Very, very good stuff. Being able to banish Yummy Mignon, and just having non-targeting removal that really messes with the Yummy player's synchro summoning abilities is very powerful for sure. Yeah. Also, the Red Ransom attack swapping effect comes up sometimes too. But yeah, I mean, this is like the combo piece one. But yeah, those are the Maliss links here. I'm playing 2 Link 4s. I'm playing Firewall Dragon still, and I'm playing Access Code Talker. Pretty standard stuff for Maliss. You can go Firewall Dragon, co-link it to like 1 to 3 monsters, and then this is once while it's face up on the field. Some people actually don't know that and try to use this multiple times. That's not legal. But yeah, Firewall Dragon is just a nice piece of utility here. Access Code Talker is incredible in Maliss, being able to banish your Maliss links to trigger their effects to revive themselves from banishment is very, very powerful. I'm playing Allied Code Talker at Ignister. This is the negate boss that you make at the end of your combo to set up a negate alongside your Maliss setup. Good card. Okay, moving on to the side deck, we have some more hand traps. Just Ghost Bell. So I'm playing Bell in the side. This is for Draco Tail. So Bell is often cited as being very good this format, and it is. But the things that Bell is good against Most of those are already covered by the Bestials, so I didn't feel the need to main the ghost spells in Malice. But you do want Bell for Dracotail. That is very, very important. You can Bell all of the Dracotail traps and Arthalion. Those are like the main two things you would Bell. Yeah, Bell is pretty important. Speaking of traps, I want to get rid of the traps with Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm is really good. I like having board breakers in this deck, just being able to like crack a board and then try to grind your opponent out by making like some sort of firewall play or allied code in M2, or just being able to crypto your opponent out of the game after cracking the board. Yeah, Lightning Storm is insane. I got this card when it was semi-limited, so I don't have a full set in any rarity. I have 2 QCRs and 2 Ultras. I might just sell all of them and buy secrets, but yeah, it's a little embarrassing. But playing more breakers, Dark Ruler No More. So Dark Ruler No More is, you know, just another good breaker. It's pretty good against Mitsuyami. Mitsurugi Prayers requires the Mitsurugi player to take 800 damage in order to revive a Mitsurugi from the graveyard. Now, Dark Ruler No More prevents your opponent from taking damage. So your opponent cannot Prayers revive the Murakumo back to give a wipe. So the opponent has to manually resolve the effect of Murakumo in order to get the board wipe going. This is susceptible to things like Bell and your very powerful Bestials. Yeah. That's why I like Dark Ruler. That's pretty darn good, this format. So for some going first side deck cards, I am playing 1 copy of Dimensional Barrier and 2 copies of Dimensional Fissure. Now, okay, I think Dimensional Fissure might be a little bit overrated here. I tried it because I thought it would be crazy. It's not. So the thing about Dimensional Fissure is that it stops certain hand traps. It stops Ogre, Veiler, Crow, and Droll, none of which you really care about all that much. This is just mainly here for Dracotail, but there's probably other better side deck cards that you can play against Dracotail. Perhaps Retaliating Sea can find its way into the main deck here, or into the side deck, excuse me, to replace these Dimensional Fissures. I am playing the 1 D-Barrier. The cool thing about Maliss is that because you draw 3 cards a turn, because Chessy Cat draws you 2 cards, and White Binder draws you 1 card, you do get to deep draw for your side deck cards a lot more than other decks do, so you're able to dedicate less space to them. The 1 of D-Barrier is broken. I'm not playing Thrust in this side deck. I really used to like Thrust a lot in Maliss, but it was becoming really dead, and I was just breaking on it without my opponent hand trapping me at all. I was just sitting on dead thrusts. So I think it's better to just play the side deck cards you want to be seeing rather than the way to search it. Does that make sense? So for some one-ofs, I'm playing the Duster, the Called By, and Talents. So the reason Talents is in the side is fairly similar to the reason I just gave for Thrust. It's a little awkward. Our deck isn't consistent enough to support Talents anymore, and it doesn't pair super well with hand traps, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I moved it to the side. Called By is also in the side. Our main thing to worry about is the Mulcharmies. Now that Lancia has sort of fallen off in popularity, we are free to go ham with Maliss again, that is everything I have for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. If you did, I'd appreciate a like, and please consider subscribing to the channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. Have a great day.